Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and first of all, a quick apology about the video that I put out on Saturday, which was called Landing Zone by Mr. Derman, and it was a decent solve until the end. Then the last deduction I had to make to finish the puzzle, I weirdly came up with some sort of skyscraper that just didn't exist in the grid. I have pinned a comment to the video to explain how it did resolve at that point. And of course, it needed the same digit, otherwise I wouldn't have finished the puzzle correctly, but the same digit I was deducing turned out to be right. But there we go. So apologies to Mr. Derman and to you viewers about that. Now, today's puzzle is the commemoration of an album that was part of the soundtrack to my uni years, I think. So this was the album here by the Housemartins, London Nil Hull 4, because they were a group of 4 from Hull, sticking it to London, I guess. And it was a great album, I have to say. So there's the album cover, and this in green and black is Crangoon's tribute to it, with the 0 and 4 very clearly there, and the green and the black, lots of 4s in the grid. We will get to that in a minute, but I do want to mention the padlocked contest on our Patreon channel, where some of the great setters on the Discord server have created a collection of lockout lines puzzles. And they are all available to Patreons. We've given away prizes to 2 people who finished within a minute of each other, Shu Yi Wu and Yan Gazelius. Well done to them. And there will be another prize of a key to the Baba Is You game coming up. Now, that is going on tomorrow on the channel. We will be live streaming a second run of Baba Is You. So looking forward to that. Simon and I will be trying to persevere with the game. I'm sure we will return to the puzzle we didn't solve last time. I have no doubt we'll get stuck on it again for a bit. Anyway, that is coming up tomorrow at 10 PM our time. So 1 hour before this video comes out, you'll be able to see my video tomorrow if you want at 11, or you can save it up and see it later, but or not watch it at all. That's fine. Anyway, that is coming up. So loads going on as usual. Merchandise, things like mugs. This one says "Oh Bobbins," as well as Cracking the Cryptic on the other side, of course. And all sorts of t-shirts, hoodies, baby outfits, every kind of, well, not every kind of clothes, but quite a few kinds of clothes are available there. It's all on the links under the video, along with the description field, which has all the links to our apps and to the Discord server and to Patreon and to this puzzle. This is the first one. So don't worry, we're not going to solve it with black cells in the grid, because Crangoon has suggested that we give a colorless version. So this is what's on the link, and this is what I'm going to try and solve. And it totally isn't, because that doesn't have the pencil markings in. So wait 1 second and I will solve the one which does have, not the pencil markings, but the 4s in the grid. So hang on. There we go. Here's the colorless version, which does have the 4s in the grid. So this is what I'm going to be solving. Now, the rules are relatively simple, actually. No, normal Sudoku rules do not apply this time, in the sense that the boxes have changed shape, but 1 to 9 appears in each row, column, and marked region. So there's one of them, for instance. And of course, this 4 shape is another, as is the original 0 shape. So 1 to 9 in every row, column, and marked region. Cages, there's just 3 of them, show their sums. All instances of neighbouring cells with a difference of 4 are shown. Now note that word, all. That means that, as well as telling us that, for instance, these 2 cells do have a difference of 4, these 2 cells do not have a difference of exactly 4. And the same would go for any 2 cells that don't have a 4 between them in the grid. So those are the rules. Do give it a try. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. And let's put in 1, 2, 3, 4 in this 10 cage. They've all got to be different digits. Adding up to 10, that's what it's got to be. Then we can look at this, maybe, at this cage. Now, there is a secret about the numbers 1 to 9, and you may know it or you may not, but get ready if you don't. They always add up to 45. And that means that every row, column, and region in a Sudoku adds up to 45. Now, we can do some arithmetic with that. So 45 minus 20 is 25. Then, okay, let's think about odds and evens. These 5 cells add up to 25. Now, these two are 4 apart. They must add up to an even number. If they were 0 apart, they'd both be the same, and that would be 2x, and that would be an even number. If you add 2 of a difference or take it away, it's still even. The same with 4. Any 2 digits, if they're odd, for instance, let's do examples. 1 and 5 add up to 6, that's even. If they're even, 2 and 6 add up to 8, that's even. So these two are always even. This is even, but 45 is an odd total. So these 3 cells total up to an odd number, and therefore, since each cell has the same parity as one that it touches, they must all be odd. So let's colour those orange, which is a great colour, not just because odd and orange begin with O, but because Hull City play in orange. They are not called the Tigers for nothing. So orange for odd, those are odd. We don't know about these. They could be odd too. Oh, no, of course, I've only just realised, sorry. These are obviously 1, 5 and 9. They have to form a sequence as you can't repeat a digit. The only way to form a sequence of 3 with differences of 4 is a 5 in the middle, 1 and 9 on the outsides. These sequences are not as good because they cross a cage boundary. So you can't fill in 1, 5 and 9 there, as these two could be the same and these two could be the same. Same's true up here, I hadn't seen that one. Those two could be the same. So that only works here in this special case, but that'll do. Now, what else can we do from that? Not much, really. Do we know the parity here? I don't think we do. I suppose I can fill in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. High numbers must go around the rest of this region. The law of leftovers applies in these irregular shaped Sudokus. So these 3 regions must contain 3 sets of the digits 1 to 9. But so must the bottom 3 rows by another rule of Sudoku. And that means that if you take that out and put that in, you haven't changed the set. Therefore, this must be the same digit in both cells. But I don't think that's really all that helpful at the moment. I'm just trying to work out where we can get started. I mean, I've put a digit in, but I don't feel I've really got the puzzle underway at all. Even, so those 3 add up to an odd number, but we don't have information about them as we did in this box. Sorry, I'm not really sure what... okay. No? I was going to say, can these be 3, 7 and 3? I was hoping to conclude that they can't, but I don't know why I thought that now. Okay, I just need to think about this for a little bit. There must be, I mean, there's probably something with the negative constraint that allows one to do some actual work. These can't contain a 5, therefore they don't contain 1 or 9 either, because it always needs a 5. But they could be 3, 7, or 2 even numbers out of 2, 4, 6, and 8. and these join up. They are, can they be 3, 7? Probably. Don't see why not. Oh, that's interesting in this cage. Where do 1 and 9 go? Oh no, it's not that interesting. But they don't. Yeah, they can never go. 1 and 9 can never be in any of these cells because whatever they were, they would touch a 1. Oh no, that's not true for 1 and 9. Okay, 5 can never be in those cells. Ah, it's that useful. Where does 5 go? 5 can't be here, obviously. It clearly can't be here because it would get a 4 in a circle touching either 1 or 9. Now it could be in these. No, it's not quite eliminated. Okay, what am I missing here? Something fundamental. Come on, think about it. They're even. Is it to do with parity? This could be 4 even digits, or 2 of them could be there. And then 3 and 7 would be in here, and they'd have to be kept apart on a corner. That's quite an interesting thought, actually. Yeah, if you think of 3, 7, 2, 6 and 4, 8 as the remaining cells here, they all divide into pairs that would get a circle joining them if they were touching each other. So only one pair is here. Now that could be 3, 7, or it could be one of the even pairs. Oh, good God, yes, okay, that's what I'm missing, because just not thinking clearly. Right, 20 plus those cells makes 35. These two add up to 10. They have a difference of 4. You can either do that by trial and error or by algebra. 10 minus 4 is 6. And therefore, to add, they have a difference of 4. 10 minus 4 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So one of them's 3 and one of them's 3 plus 4. That is a 3, 7 pair. They are odd. Let's go orange again. Right. These are the even cells. Okay, that's 2, 4, 6 and 8. Even must connect to even and again there. So these are all even now. And actually, yeah, we can think of these as 2 different even pairs. One even pair that does join up is 2 and 8. So I'm going to part colour this sort of blue and green to represent one even pair. The other even pair, that has got to be part of, if that's 2, this has to be 6, then this has to be 2. So they're either from 2, 6, if they're blue-green, or they're from 4, 8. Now these two don't have 4s connecting up to this one, so they must be the other colour. So let's make that blue-red, and then this is blue-green. So there's one low blue-green digit and one high one, if you like. Now what does that get us? Parcel and nothing. Well, this can't be 3 or 7 now. The greens are there. This can't be 2 even digits because they'd both be blue-red, and we've already got a blue-red in the column. There's only 2 of them, so they're not even, so they're odd. But I don't know whether they include a 5. They could well do. Ah. Is there another? Oh, there's a sort of law of leftovers thing going on. Okay, the cages I'm going to highlight now. This is the regions I'm highlighting now. That is 4 regions that must contain 4 sets of the digits 1 to 9. However, the end 3 columns each must contain sets of the digits 1 to 9. So, if we take them out, we're left with 1 set of the digits 1 to 9. And we can see all the odd digits clustered in the top shape. So these are all the even digits. That's 2, 4, 6 and 8. Now I can't colour them, although I know that those two are the same blue and redness or blue and greenness, that sort of colour. Those two must also be the same. Now that means the rest of the cells in the column are odd. And 5, they're 1, 5 and 9. But 5 can't be down here because it would be touching 1 or 9 and would demand a circle. So 5's up here. That's now a 1, 9 pair. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 set there. So that's used 2 1s for rows 8 and 9. None of these cells can be a 1, and the 1 in this shape in the bottom right must be in one of those 2. Now that stops this being a 5 as there's no 4 joiner. These 2 have to be odd because there's already 3 even cells in the region. That's quite... Oh, so this is odd as well. Yeah, okay, can still be a 1. Oh, and now look at the top 3 rows. Okay, which cells are sticking into these? Those 4 cells. Which cells are sticking out of them? These 4. So they are the same as those, and they include a 5. Ooh. Oh, actually, no. Okay, we'll come back to that. I mean, I could pencil mark 5. I'm going to pencil mark 5 into one of those 4 cells. Right, 5 being in this region is quite interesting because of these 4s and the question about where 1 and 9 go. Now, they can't go into these 4 shapes because they'd go with a 5. They can't go here, or they'd need a 4 cell to connect to the 5, a 4 circle. So 1 and 9 are confined to these 3 cells. And this one here cannot be a 1 or a 9 because it sees both of them. So 1 and 9 are in those 2. That's weird. Let's colour them orange again. That's, yeah, okay, that's used up the 1s and 9s for this column. That's obvious in a way. Can these be even? Yes, if they were the same colour, as it were, as those. They can, I think. So what else can we... So one of these... Oh, yeah, so those are 2 of the remaining pairs in this box that would go together. That's another of them. But that could be 3, 7, or one of the even pairs, as far as I can see. Right, so... No, I was going to say, where did the blue-red cells go in this area? But I don't know. Well, they don't go together, and they don't touch this blue-red cell, or they would get a 4 connector. So the blue-reds in this area are confined to those, but they could be there and there. Or they could even be there and there. So I don't think I actually have a bead on that. Okay, these cells have to contain a 5 amongst them. Okay, I'm going to take out this weird... I had got 5 confined to those 2 cells of the H over here. Is that an H because of Hull or House Martins? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to think about these 4 cells instead. They're all odd. Only one of them can be a pair with a 5 in. One of them must be a pair with a 5 in because something out of 1, 5, 9 has to be used. So they are obviously from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. One of them has a 5 in, and the other has a 7 and 3 in. So 7 and 3 are both used. I'm going to take out this 1 shading for the moment as well, because I want to concentrate on the 3, 5 and 7 are definitely used here in the column. Ooh, can 1 or 9 be down here? Ah, 1 or 9 cannot be here next to the 5. So 1 or 9 is in one of these cells. That's even. And we know it can't be green or it would get a 4 circle. So that's red. This must be odd because it can't be red or it would get a 4 circle with the other. Oh, interesting. Now, one of these is even, a green even, and one of them is 1 or 9. Is there anything to say the 1 or... Oh, neither of them is 1. Because of the X-wing that we had. When we were confining 1 to one of those cells, they're still in this region, so neither of those is 1. So 1 must be in this group, and 9 isn't. One of these is a 1-5 pair, and the other is a 3-7 pair. So 9 appears down here, gives us another X-wing with 9s here, and that means those don't contain a 9, and one of these is a 9. This is such an unusual puzzle. This one is odd, but I just don't know. Can it not be 5 because of touching all these 3 cells? No, it could. There could be a 1 there and a 9 there. Do I know what that is? I know it's not 5. Oh, I just don't quite know enough about this stuff. And I still don't really feel I understand this rule set completely. But let's persevere. That's odd. We've got 3 evens, 2 odds. I don't know. 2 of these are odd. And 1 is red. Oh, so one of these is green. That's not actually helpful at the moment, I don't think. One of these 2 is a 1. That can't be a 5 because of that. Is that at all interesting? Not really. I can't quite see. One of these 3 is a 5. I can tell that. And all that tells me is that one of these isn't 1 or 9. Maybe I can do something with 1s and 9s that I haven't been thinking much about. We've got a few of them positioned. I could colour them, but I think it's a bit early for that. Oh, what about this pair? Is there something about how they... Yes. No. Well, they have to be the same colour as these 2, but I don't know what colour that is. Oh, if they were even. But they could be a 3-7 pair. These 2 are touchingly linked, as it were. This group, they're all either even or odd. Can't see how to tell. Okay, come on, think again then. We've got 9s that got confined down here. 5 has to be in that group, in this box, in this region. That's... Oh, and it can't be here. So 5's in one of these 3 cells. It can never be next to a 1 or a 9 if it doesn't have the linking 4. Doesn't quite mean this can't be a 9 yet. Oh, I just can't see this puzzle. There's something going on that I'm just missing entirely here. That's even, of course. Oh, is it this 20-something? No, that's been done. 2, 4, 6, 8 is an absolute given there. Oh, okay. Let's have a look across the whole of the top 2 rows. 20 there. 20, well, 45 in this case. That's 65. So this lot adds up to 25, and those two are two even digits that have a 4 difference. They're either 8, 4 adding up to 12, leaving those three to be 13, or they're 2, 6, leaving those to be 17. And I don't think that's very exciting. Sorry. This is one of those puzzles where I just have to keep poking at things and seeing what does get interesting. I remember that cell. Oh, these 4 were the same as these 4. Oh, and they can't have a 1 in because we've had the 1s and 9s for both columns. So there's no 1 in here, except me. That is a 3 and a 7. So this is a 1 and a 5. This, I don't know, 1, 5 or 9. These can't be 3 and 7 because they would either clash with 3 and 7 or touch them and need a 4. So we get 3 and 7 in that cage, in that region. One of these is even. Oh, and the other one is 1, 5 or 9, but I suppose that could be 1 and 9. I can't fill that in yet, irritatingly. But this can't be 3 or 3 and 7 now, and nor can it be 5. So that's 1 or 9. So I think that stops this being odd. And I think it stops it being odd for this reason. If that's not a 5, then that can't be a 5. Then it would be 1 and 9. And then you couldn't fit 5 in either of these cells because it would have to link to a 1 or a 9. But if that is a 5, this can't be 1 or 9 because it would link to this cell. So that is the other odd digit, and it can't be 5. Oh, and it can't be 3 or 7, so that has to be 1 or 9. This is even, and I don't know what brand of even yet, but this now sees a 1-9 pair and is a 5-1-5 there. So one of these two is now a 5 and does not link to 1 or 9. Oh, so is not here. The 5 is here. And the 1 or 9 has to be here. And we now know this is a blue-red type because it sees 2 blue-greens. Don't know about either of those. But now we've had a 1-9 in this row and a 5. That could be 3-7 or even. We've got a 5 there and a 5 there, so none of those are 5. So the 5 in this 0 region, the London 0 region, is in one of those. And the 1 and 9 can't be. 5 must connect to 1 or 9 because these all touch 4 cells, and it can't do it up here because we've used the 1 and 9 in that row. So the 5s are not there. That's so clever. So this is where the 5 goes. That's another 1 or 9. Those are both odd. Actually, so is that 5. Right, we've got a lot of 5s in. This can't be a 5. And it can't be 1 or 9 now because it would connect to 5 wherever the 5 is in the row. So this isn't 1 or 9. That's not 1 or 9, partly because it sees 2. So these two are from 1, 5 and 9 and include a 5. So this is, no, that doesn't stop anything happening there. 1, 5, 9, 3, 7. Maybe I can start to think about the 20 total. I don't think so yet. Still don't know whether this is even or odd. And I somehow feel maybe I should. Got a lot of 5s. That's not a 5 now. Oh, none of these are 5. So we're confined to a little 2 by 2 of 5s down there. Which means this isn't a 5. Which means this is. Okay. And that is 1 or 9. So orange is the colour. Okay, now can we add up to 15? Oh, do we get another 1 or 9? I don't know. There could be one in one of these cells. Or there could be a 1, 9 here because 1, 9 don't need a 4 between them. Oh, that's irritating. Why don't I know that? I'm very seriously considering that it's time to colour the 1, 9s now, but I'm not doing it yet. I hope that's not stupid. So in here we've got to fit a blue-red cell, 2 blue-greens and a 3-7 pair. So that could be 3-7 or it could be the blue-greens. Whatever it is, the blue-red cell has to split up those two. Otherwise there'd be a second 4 in the row. Those have to be the same. So the red cell has to go in here. And that means this is even as well. It still doesn't tell me what parity that is, I don't think. Now we've used the 2 reds, yeah, but they could be the blue-greens. Okay, so... Oh, no, they can't, because this can't be blue-green, because it sees 2 of them. So that's from 3-7, as is that one. This is the blue-green pair. They are even. That means these are blue-green, because otherwise you'd get 4s touching this pair, which are now blue-red. Still don't know what... Oh, yes, I do, because in this region, we've had 2 reds, so that's a blue-green. Wow, okay. Now we've had one of these is 3-7 and the other is red. These two, one is green and one is 3 or 7. So in these two, one is 3 or 7. It can't be here because they'd both be 3 and 7. That would clash with that. So this is 3-7. That's 3-7. Let's make all of those orange. These are green. So is that. Blue-green, whatever that is. Right. Now let's think about this cage. If this, there's another 3 or 7 to go, isn't there? And it's, yeah, but it could be up here. So if this cage had a 3 or 7 in, if it, I don't know if that's any use. Okay, let's work it out just in case. If it was 5 and 3, the other pair would be 12, which would be, they could be kept apart. So the 3, if there was one, could be here. This is even. This is blue-red. Sorry, I've just worked out the row. Oh, okay. So in these 3 cells, we have another blue-red, which can't be there. We have another 3-7, which can't be here. So the other 3 or 7 is in the cage. It can't be here because that's seeing 2 of them. So there is a 3 or 7 in the cage. Right. And that means that the 2 odd cells in the cage add up to 8 or 12. The 2 even cells add up to... so 3 or 7's in the cage. This has to be odd, because there has to be another even in this. That's the point. There's got to be 2 evens and 2 odds to make up the total to 20. Once you've got 1 even and 1 odd, that has to be right. So this is odd, and it's 1 or 9, because we know there's a 3 or 7 in the cage. Yes. Here comes this point. It is worth something in the end. We know where the 3 or 7 goes, because if it went there, then this pair would either add up to 12 or 8. Therefore, there'd be 2, 6 or 8, 4, and they'd have to join together, and they don't. So that is the odd one, 3 or 7 there. This is the blue-red cell. My goodness, we've got a long way on colouring. I've only put, 7 5s and a 1 in the grid so far. Oh, well, the 1 gives... Is the 1 right? Why do I know that's a 1? Because I've got 9 down here. Yes, we had a 1. I was just wondering, how did I ever break up 1s and 9s? But we did it based on that. In fact, that put a 1 here. Right, and we can surely do a lot of these 1s and 9s, or at least some of them. Yes, we can do those 2. That means we can do the 2 above them. That means we can do the 2 Oh, I've just written a 9 in there when I know it's a 5. Yes, 5, 9. So this is 9, that's 1. Okay, that's fine. So that does a lot of 1s and 9s. Maybe we can do the rest. That can't be a 9. So it's in one of those two cells. This becomes a 1. So 1 is in one of those two. And one of those two. I can't resolve those yet. 9 is in one of those two and one of those two. So again, a little 2 by 2 X-wing. And then another one down here with the 9s in. And I don't think I can actually do any more. Ah, right. I think I've done as much as I can with 1s, 5s and 9s at this point. Right, but there's a 3, 7 pair there. So take out 7 from here. That's a 5, 6, 8 pair. That leaves a 7, 9 pair here. And now that's getting me a 3. Oh, but that doesn't go around the grid. Those 3 and 7 don't see anything from 3 and 7. Oh, I thought I was going to merrily tick off all the 3s and 7s. Oof, okay. Right, blue and red have to be down here, and they can't be together. So, blue and red there. This must be 3 or 7. That wasn't given to me by one of those. What about down here? We've got a 5 to put in down here. And we've got 2 blue and greens and a 3 or 7. Now, the 3 or 7 can't be here. I suppose it could be here. The 5 could get in the way. Ah, yes, the 3 or 7 can't be here because there's a 7, 9 pair and a 3. So 3 or 7 doesn't go in either of those. Oh, could it be here? No, because if this was a 3, 7, then the 2 greens would have to be separated by a 5, but that can't be 5. Wow, so this is 3 or 7. And we in fact know it's 3, and that's going to disambiguate loads of 3s and 7s. Which is very pretty again. What a lovely puzzle this is. I mean, it really is something different. 7 and 3 there. Right, that's a 7 as well. So now the greens do have to be separated by a 5. So that's not a 5. 5 goes in here. This isn't a 5 as well. 5 goes in here. Got a 6, 8 pair. That's a 2, 4 pair. And the whole colour for all of those is blue. All of these are orange. Oh, right. This is next to a green cell, but it's not joined on with 4. So that's a blue-red. That other high one is a blue-green. This low one doesn't join onto red, so that's a green. That's a red. Now there's a red in one of these along with a 9, but I don't know which. 7, 9, 5, 3, 1. How am I ever going to disambiguate these? Oh, with this 20 cage. Yes, we've got 8 in it. That blue, red are 8, 4. Everywhere in the grid, blue, red are 8, 4. Ooh, okay, so 8, 4 there, 8, 4 here. Much more importantly, we actually know which of 8 and 4 go here. So then 2 and 6, blue-green are 2, 6. Everywhere, let's just get the pencil marking right first, then see, yes, we can use it here. 6, 2, 6, that goes up here, 2, 6, 2. Why does my down button never work? I think there must be something in the key. 2, 6 and 2 there. Can't do those yet, but that is 2 or 6. So is that. Right, this is 2, 6 as well. All of these are 2 and 6. So 2 is not down there. 2's in one of these cells, and therefore that's not a 2. That's a 6. That gets us that 2, that gets us that 6, that 2, that 6. Oh, these 4 and 8 are done. Oh, and it's just unwinding like a... Those can't be 3 because of that. So that's a 2, 4 pair. That fixes these remaining 8s and 4s. Possibly something else would have fixed them and I just didn't spot it earlier. That's quite possible. Sorry if you've been shouting about anything like that throughout the puzzle. It does happen. 3-4 pair down there, 8-7 pair down here. Oops, that way round. This is a 9-2 pair, which I can't do yet. I'm not really thinking about the negative constraint because I think this will all just come out. Oh, it won't all just come out with Sudoku. I'm going to have to think about the negative constraint in the bottom 2 rows, but we will get to that. This, it's a 7, 8, 9 triple. In fact, all of those are from 7, 8, and 9. That has we've done. That's 8. That's 4. This is 7 now, so we can fill in 7, 8, 9 there. 7, 9 there. Now, where are we resolving? That cannot be a 9 next to the 5. Actually, I could have probably marked that ages ago. 4 and 2, 4 and 3, and just before I do the last digit, let's colour up. For completeness sake, those can go orange. Ooh, now 4 and 8 are red, blue-red. And 2s are blue-green. And then we can put in our last 3 and have a successful solve. That is a lovely puzzle. It's happy hour again, even if that was only 2/3 of an hour. It really is. That's a beautiful puzzle. I like it as much as I liked the House Martins music back in the day. Anyway, thank you very much for watching as ever. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring this to you. I would put the House Martins on the end of the video, but we would get a copyright strike of some sort, so I'm not going to. But you can go to the song now and play it, or one of the songs. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you to Kranguna for sending that in, and I hope to see you soon again on the channel. Bye for now.